All right, I just put up a video on Alexander Isak, whether we're in for him, whether Newcastle will be forced to sell him because of PSR or the player kicking up a fuss himself, which I can't see happening. But it's nice to dream. But either way, we need a new number 9. And in order to get that new number 9, we need to offload our current strikers. Because I'm sure Liverpool are not a bottomless pit of money. They're going to need to balance the books somehow. And we're at a big net loss at the moment. And we have 2 strikers in Nunez and Jota who have just not been doing the business for one reason or another. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But we're going to read what the potential exits for both players are, how much money we can get for them, and whether or not that gives us the kind of money to put in the monster offer needed to prize Isak away from Newcastle. All right, let's talk about these 2 players first and what their experience is like at Liverpool. I'll talk about Nunez. Everyone loves Nunez. Every Red I know loves the guy, loves his attitude, personality. He's a real character. We like how he, especially when he first arrived, the energy he brought with him, the chaos. It was fun. Nunez is fun. But in the last season, he's not been so much fun because he's looked very down himself. He looks like he started to give up on believing that he could score the goals needed to be a Liverpool striker. And Slot certainly didn't trust him enough. And so he'd come off the bench at times and you'd see from his face, he'd be like, ugh, I'm going to miss a few shots. I'm going to be offside way too often, and I'm going to be disappointed again. And invariably that would happen. So he has to go. I think for his sake more than ours, because he deserves to have a fresh start, start banging the goals in again, build his confidence up, and learn to love life once more. I've seen he's shaved his head in the last couple of days, hasn't he? He wants that new, fresh start. It's good to have a shaven head. Anyway, the other player, Diogo Jota, he is a natural finisher. You see when he gets a sniff of goal, he's nearly always on target. And he's got great technique and he spots the opportunity. He's a bit of a poacher in that way. The problems with him is twofold. One, he's injured a lot. And so every time he starts to build up some momentum, some form, he gets an injury. That derails him. He comes back a month later. He now needs to work back towards getting form and fitness. And that means his first few performances are underwhelming. He's not scoring the goals, doesn't get picked. It's a vicious cycle there, isn't it? The other thing with Diogo is Slot requires certain things from his striker that stops him from being that fox in the box, from being that poacher. And I feel like Diogo Jota's best suited to being that. It reminds me sometimes of like a Robbie Fowler when he's in and around the box. It's high praise indeed. I know that. He's not quite Robbie Fowler, but he reminds me of that kind of presence in the box. But he's being asked to come deep. He's being asked to link up plays, being asked to be that focal point, head the ball down. I know he's a great header, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. And so I'm not sure he fits Arne Slot's system the way someone like an Alexander Isak would. And so I think they both probably do need to go. How much money can we get for either, both of them? Let's have a look and see what this article is talking about. When Diogo Jota scored Liverpool's first Premier League goal under Arne Slot at Ipswich in August, you'd have got decent money on him only getting 5 more over the course of the season. Yeah, it looked like he'd be Slot's first choice centre forward over Nunez. And could he get 10, 15 goals? At least, right? And then if you said Darwin Nunez would only get 5 goals himself, you'd have struggled to hear anyone say Liverpool would be champions. I 100% agree that when you're getting 10 goals amongst your 2 number 9s, how could you become champions? Thankfully, Salah had a monstrous season for us in terms of scoring and creating goals. Nunez is a subject of strong interest from Napoli, with the Italian champion said to be willing to pay up to 60 million. So I read 50 million in another video, 50 to 60 million. All right. He's turning 26, so he's still not even hit his prime yet. But it's a confidence thing for this guy. And Jota, who will turn 29, so he's exiting his prime. There doesn't seem to be a valuation for Jota on here. But you have to think it'd be less than 50 million, right? Because he's exiting his prime, he's injury prone. Maybe 20, 25 million, 30 million for Jota. Meanwhile, the Echo says Darwin Nunez will go for 32 million to Napoli. So figures are flying around all over the place. 32 million, 50 million, 60 million. Which will it be? 32 million. That's not as exciting as 50 to 60 million for Liverpool in terms of balancing the books. So we paid 64 million for Nunez, rising to potentially 85 million with add-ons. I don't know whether those have been triggered, if there were number of goals scored, if there were number of matches played. So if we sell him for 32, we're selling him for half of the initial figure we paid. What are your thoughts? Nunez has to go. Jota has to go. What should we be hoping to get for them? Does that mean we put in a big offer for Isak? What are our chances for getting him? If not, is it going to be someone like Gyökeres, Ekitike? Who else could we be in for? Osimhen? Let me know your thoughts below. Give me a subscribe. Like the video. Let's build this up together, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.